Hi everybody, it's Andy Carville again here from Keyboard Academy. We're just continuing our guide through our first performance book, which is our Originals book, Volume 1. Got two more pieces just to give you a little snippet of and give you a few ideas of the hints and tips that are actually included within the book. The first piece we're going to show you is a big band piece, which is called Swing Along. Now I'm going to start the accompaniment off here because it's got quite a long introduction, some 8 bars long, so let's just do that. I'm going to talk to you in a moment after we've heard this just about syncopation, which is very relevant to the big band style, slightly jazzy style. It's a good point to get into if you can. The tune goes like this. So there's just a little snippet of Swing Along. So what is syncopation? Well, syncopation is a very interesting timing device, and big band music and music which has got a sort of jazzy nature to it needs a little push in your right hand. Now, that doesn't mean you have to go out of time. You have to stay in time, of course. But notes, you probably noticed there, the notes are not actually even. They tend to be some longer notes with short notes and longer notes with short notes, etc. And that is the syncopation. Now, syncopation is actually written into the notation. So it looks a little bit more difficult to play, but it's not really. It just means don't play everything very even and very square. You sometimes hear jazz musicians say, "Oh man, that's a bit square." That's actually what they're talking about. You were playing the notes too precisely, which actually is what you're taught to do. I understand that. But syncopation means you play a longer note with a shorter note, a longer note with a shorter note, and it puts the accents between the beats in the piece of music. It has the effect of driving the music along. Hope you find that useful. Thanks for watching. So this is the last piece of music in our Originals 1 book. This is called This Is True. This is a very romantic, gentle ballad, again using a sort of very slow 8-beat ballad style, or anything of that ilk, perhaps an orchestral ballad or a piano ballad. It's a very gentle piece of music, and it goes a little bit like this. So there we have just a little snippet of This Is True. A couple of things just to mention about this, which I think is in the hints and tips, and that is, you look at that piece of music to begin with, and there may be some chords in there which you think, I don't know those chords. Now, as Keyboard Academy develops, there's going to be a lot of tuition about the different chords that you can actually play. But at this stage, if you're not sure what a major seventh is or a minor seventh is, etc., you can just simplify those chords. So, for example, if you have an F major 7, which I know crops up in that particular tune, you can simplify it just to F. So just ignore the major 7th bit. It won't sound as nice, but it will still work. And if you're not sure about an A minor 7, there is an important point here. You can simplify that by taking away the 7th section, but you have to keep the minor nature of the chord. So an A minor 7 doesn't go back to being an A chord, it goes back to being an A minor chord. So if you've got a major chord, it must stay major, and if you've got a minor chord, it must stay minor, but you can take away those extra bits if you want to. So there's just a few hints and tips. This is the last video guiding you through the originals book 1. I hope you've enjoyed the music, and I'll see you again shortly.